Once you've removed the top engine cover, you'll see that there are two hoses, one here and one here that runs below the tube here that goes into the intake. So you'll want to remove the intake tube as well in order to get to the left-hand side hose. Now the hose can be removed by using a small screwdriver and prying it loose from the tab on each side. Okay, so take your time and gently remove the hose by twisting the screwdriver against the tab and pulling the hose loose on each side. So once you remove the top engine cover, you'll then want to remove the intake hose, which runs from the air filter housing to the intake. You'll first want to remove the intake hose, which is connected to the air filter housing. And to do that, you'll first unclamp the air filter housing and then loosen the clamp on the intake hose closest to the intake. You can then lift the unit out by disconnecting the mass airflow sensor connector. Now here is what the connector looks like on the crankcase vent hoses. And to remove the hose, essentially what you're going to do is to lodge a screwdriver, a small screwdriver, in between the area here and pop it. Okay? Now once you do that, you're not going to be able to use the hose again. Apparently they're not reusable. It's very difficult to remove the bottom driver's side or left-hand side hose without popping the tab and breaking it. The other hoses can be removed because they're easier to get to, but to remove that particular hose, you're going to have to pop the tab. Now once you pop or break the tab, you'll then want to place a larger screwdriver right in the middle of where it connects to the housing and pry it loose. Either twist or pry it loose, and it should separate from the housing. Okay. Now in order to replace the hose on the left-hand driver's side, you're going to need to remove this connector as well as this bracket. The bracket has a nut right there holding it on because the diameter of the new hose with the insulation is much wider, so you won't be able to fit it through that space. You'll have to first remove these items, put the hose in place, and replace those items. Now to replace the hoses, you simply place them in position and press firmly to pop it. You'll hear it snap into position. Okay? Now, if you haven't already done so, I would recommend Cleaning the intake plate. There are intake fuel injection system sprays that you can use to clean the housing and the plate surface. Some of the throttle body type formulas use a hose to get down in there real good, because a lot of gunk and whatnot forms in the intake, and so there's it's a good idea to clean this out from time to time. You'll notice better idling and performance and so forth. Fuel injection cleaners cannot get to the area of the top of the intake where you would need to manually spray and perhaps brush or use a clean towel to clean the surface. But usually the intake sprays will do quite well in getting rid of that and dissolving the deposits. In addition, you may also want to consider cleaning your mass airflow sensor as well.